These are all of the artists that were left on the list after using a few of them for the wheel spins. And this is a bracket. After narrowing the choices down to just 32 artists, we put them all in this bracket to determine who the worst artist of all time is. So I will admit, this is my first time ever using one of these brackets in a video, so forgive me if I do something wrong. What I do know is that these are a lot like those March Madness brackets that you see where a certain team progresses forward until they are crowned the winner at the end. We're doing the same exact thing for all 32 of these artists, except we're crowning the worst artist of all time at the end. Basically how this works is that whichever artist is worse than the other gets to move on. Got it? Good. On to the first matchup. Well, if it isn't the interracial Trump supporting equivalent of Outkast, well, it's Tom MacDonald and Madchild. Now I'm pretty sure you obviously know who Tom MacDonald is if you haven't been living under a rock. He's a Canadian rapper who likes discussing American politics even though he has no business in partaking in those. He also tries to make everything about race. And did I mention that he's a homophobe too? Yeah, not so redeeming qualities from him. Now Madchild on the other hand, he's from Canada like Tom MacDonald is, but his voice is far more annoying than his. He's also shorter, so he's the equivalent of a human football. Now that I introduced you to the two, it's probably worth noting that the two released a collab album in 2020. And if there's anything that its user score will tell you, then it sucks. The both of them deserved to be on this list because of that album alone, but the taller one of the two will get 3 points. I'm doing 3 points cause it would be fair for everyone. Let me know if giving each 3 points is the right approach down in the comments. Next up is Drakeo the Ruler against Soulja Boy. This is a no-brainer. Soulja Boy makes worse music and hasn't made anything good since his prime in the 2000s, so it's definitely him. Next up is Kodak Black and Iggy Azalea. Iggy is definitely taking this. Sure, Kodak Black has an annoying voice, but Iggy has a more annoying presence and personality on each song she's on. I guess you can say she's even more unlikable than Kodak Black. Next up is Too Slimy and Jake Paul. Half of my audience isn't even gonna know who Too Slimy is, so let me explain. So he paid for promo of his song Shrimp this year, and basically he sounds like a discount Trippie Redd except more annoying than him. And I'm pretty sure you forgot that Jake Paul actually had a rap career, but the music he has released is very bad. It's Jake Paul without a doubt. Next up is Bloody and Krishan Rock. So Bloody is an underground rapper who raps on very loud beats and doesn't even try. He does this by lowering his cadence to make it sound like he's bored. And honestly, that just makes it sound like he doesn't care about the music he makes. You're better off not wasting your time listening to him. Meanwhile, Krishan Rock is the exact opposite. She has an annoying cadence that makes it nearly impossible to listen to. However, this makes Bloody's music worse, so we'll go with him. Next up is Yo Gotti against YNJ. So Yo Gotti is a Memphis rapper who might have had something to do with Young Dolph's death. Not only that, but I never really found his music to be interesting considering that he uses a very flat and boring cadence on all of his songs. His songs are also mostly about the same exact thing each time. Each song is either about flexing or the most unintelligible shit you've ever heard. The only song of his I would consider actually listenable is Put a Date on It. As for YNJ, he's a very annoying Detroit rapper and I couldn't even tell you a single song of his that is listenable. Yo Gotti is worse though. Next up is Olaf against French Montana. Alright, nobody's gonna know who this is, so I'm gonna have to explain. So remember that Fantano comment spam that happened in 2022 where everyone was telling people to go listen to Olaf? Yeah, everyone I knew at the time was telling people not to listen to his music. And yes, that included Cryptus 808 as well. What I can tell you about this man is that he's a widow who puts zero to little effort into his music. Now obviously you know who French Montana is, so I don't have to explain why he's bad. Olaf is winning this. Next up is 42 Dugg against 6ix9ine. I remember this very stupid theory that someone made back then that claimed that 42 Dugg was a reincarnation of Eazy-E. Now obviously that's not true. Here's why. Now both definitely are short, but 42 Dugg is 2 inches shorter than Eazy was. He's also from Detroit, not Compton. Did I also mention how much more annoying he is than Eazy-E? So sometimes when he's rapping it just sounds really bad and irritating. And when he isn't doing that, then he's at his most boring and uninteresting. He also has ties with Yo Gotti, so that's another good reason for him to be on the list. Now 6 9 is obviously worse because not only is he a snitch but he's also far more annoying than 42 Dugg. The rat gets to move on. Now it's Tom MacDonald against Draco the Ruler. Now Draco has the same issue going for him that Yo Gotti has going for him. His flow is also unappealing, monotone and very boring. I stated this before in my worst songs of 2021 video, but I don't get any entertainment out of listening to him. It's the dullest listening experience I've ever put myself through. And I don't care if he died. He probably deserved it, to be honest. But what's worse? Borderline annoying or borderline comatose? I think being annoying is worse, so Tom gets this one. Next up is Madchild and Kodak Black. Now some people may take issue with me putting Kodak on the list, but let me explain. I have never been a fan of Kodak's music as his voice is very annoying and hard to listen to. If you've also listened to a few of his features, then you'll also know that he has some terrible lyrics in his music. Is it worse than Madchild's voice though? Absolutely not. That's why Madchild gets this one. Next up is Too Slimy against Soulja Boy. Anyone with a fully functioning brain would pick Soulja Boy. I mean, come on. Now it's Bloody against Iggy Azalea. This one's going to Bloody. Next up is Yo Gotti against Jake Paul. It would be wrong to not go Jake Paul. Olaf against Krishan Rock. Olaf has the potential to win this entire thing. When it comes to who's more intolerable to listen to, then definitely YNJ. At least 42 Dugg doesn't make me wanna go deaf. 6 9 against French Montana this time. 6 9 by a landslide. I don't even have to think twice about this one. It's Tom MacDonald. Well, at least there's entertainment you can get out of listening to Too Slimy. There's nothing you can get from Draco. Madchild's worse than low effort rapping. He irritates me more, honestly. I think Soulja Boy tries less in his music. He also has the worst discography. This ain't even a question. It's Olaf. Jake Paul is 100% winning this on. Okay, look. Both are annoying, but it's gotta be Krishan. YNJ irritates me more. At least French Montana has some decent songs in his discography. The fuck does Jay have? It's easily Tom MacDonald. Sure. Too Slimy is more annoying, but Tom's lyrics are worse. I feel like Bloody tries less than Kodak Black does, so it's definitely him. It's harder for me to enjoy Drakia's music, so I'm going with him. Olaf for sure. Soulja Boy can be more annoying when he wants to be. Definitely him. Iggy's worse. She's more annoying. Jake Paul's worse. That's not even a question. Chrisian is more annoying. Tom MacDonald has worse lyrics than Bloody does. Sure. Yo Gotti is more boring to listen to, but it's more painful to listen to Too Slimy, so he gets this one. Olaf by a long shot. Drakia's more intolerable to listen to. At least I can put up with some of 42 Dugg's music. Both are annoying. And somehow, Madchild's the more annoying one. Both are extremely ass, but Soulja Boy has the worst discography. Again, both are annoying, but I'm going with Iggy Azalea here. I don't feel like repeating myself for these next few ones, so let's just speed run them. Now that the left side of the bracket is complete, it looks like Olaf is currently winning with a score of 15. Told you he could win this entire thing. In second place is Tom McDonald with 14 wins and 1 loss. In third place is Madchild with 13 wins and 2 losses. Runner-ups are Bloody in 4th place with 12 wins and 3 losses and Krishan Raak in 5th place with 11 wins and 4 losses.